change the physics parameters. There's no method to do that. Yeah, no method to do that, but it's not a big issue. I can add it. I can also just add it to the sign object. I think I'll do that, yeah. Sign block dot. No, I don't want to add that to the sign block. Definitely not. Then I'll have to add it to the other one. Yeah, cancel that. I'll have to add it to the buffer objects when I change the sign objects to buffer objects. Okay. It's not a big deal. But how about I just add a method here called change size. This will be a void function. Scale size. How's that? And this is a little tricky. There should be a scale size and a get size. And as far as it would be good to have a maximum size. Yeah, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. The other issue is that scaling a square and making a long line, as you could see in my drawings, I wanted the buffers to have lines that would grow longer, and the sign boxes would be something more like that. I can still handle this by scaling by picking one. God. This is kind of crappy. I can scale by a vector. I don't know what you call that when you scale by a vector. So when you only want to scale one axis. So I'm going to make the basic one scale against a vector. And this will be a little complicated. Scale by a vector. Scale original such that x prime equals x times s dot x, y equals y prime equals y times s dot y, z prime equals z times s dot z. There's probably a really simple name for this, but it's definitely not a cross product, and it's not a cross product, it's not a dot product, whatever. Okay, so we got this thing right here. And the shooter is the one that created the object, so the shooter is the one that's most likely to have a reference to it. So I think we should call scale size from the shooter, or the mic, whatever, mic entity. Yeah, so start input. We add the object and we don't hold on to it, but we can just change it so we hold on to the object for a little while. We keep the reference to it. Let's do that. Yeah. So this will need to go in mic entity dot h. Oops. There we go. Yeah, so we also need a filter. Is it filter entity? Filter is the name of my base project that I'm using. Also, at some point, we'll make a game that involves using filters. Okay, so they are called filter entities. So all I do is I don't release the object here. I will hold on to it. I don't want to call it entity. I want to call it last shot entity. And I will do last shot entity equals other. And I will not release that yet. Okay. I release it here after I'm done. And note that this doesn't delete the object, since the add object array has it. Yeah. Okay. So the tricky part, I know what we can do. Yeah. So maybe where we want to grow the size is right here. No. Anytime the state's 1, we want to grow the size. Sorry, anytime there's a positive state, it means we're currently tracking a note. We could also put it right here. What do you think about just putting it right here? No, this is only when we have a positive, we have an onset being tracked, and it's less than the release threshold. So we need a separate loop for this. We could make it an else if. That might be the way to go. Whoa, what's going on? I thought I changed this quite a bit. This does not look like the code that I wrote. Let me close this down and reopen it up. Oh, this is scary. Is there another input manager? Please don't tell me I was touching input manager.mm. And it looks like I was. Well, that does suck. Yeah, that really does suck. Because that means now we have to... Yeah, this is definitely a new mistake. Okay. Now we get to diff this. And I can use a couple windows to do this. Okay, so that's SCM, voicer. Yeah, I'll just go there. So yeah, there's not that many changes, luckily. Let's go over them. Keep this up top. So the left side is MM, the right side is CPP. Yeah, the MM definitely has the changes we want. It looks like we can just replace them. Yeah, fortunately there's not really a difference between the two files. Okay. Phew, that was kind of close. Okay, so it is a little scary using Emacs with... There are definitely issues. So where was the first change? Line 14. It looks like I can just copy the contents of one into the other. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to quit this.